Viewer discretion is advised.
You are listening to Wine and Crime, the podcast where two friends don't chug wine per the fan picker, chat true crime, and unleash their worst Minnesotan accents.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Amanda.
I'm Lucy. I'm 38 years young.
And it feels like it in every bone in my body. I don't know why, but my left hip and buttock hurt today.
Oh.
Hurt myself today.
Your body's failing
probably
in a brand new way.
Probably from some gardening I did yesterday, most likely, but who knows? Could have just slept wrong. Could have slept on a pee.
Could have sneezed wrong.
Could have sneezed wrong. Threw my butt out.
I threw my ass out. I was throwing ass
I threw ass.
out.
Anyway, we're old. This week we have a very special fan pick brought to us by Jazz, who has selected the topic of trans excellence.
And trans people truly are excellent.
And have existed throughout time, space, and history on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And aren't fucking going anywhere, no matter how much you try to legislate away their existence. So fucking deal with it, or get out of the fucking way.
And I'm celebrating Pride Month with my brand new heated rivalry muscle tee.
Yep. I love your Holinov shirt.
It's cropped too.
I literally didn't know we were recording this episode this week, and my No Bands on Trans shirt that Shay sent us is in the laundry.
No, I forgot I had that shirt.
So I'm representing the trans community of Niagara Falls.
Perfect.
God bless.
We're both representing.
Well, it's so cold here today. It's 63 degrees, feels like 56.
Oh, that's lovely.
I know, it's really beautiful, but it's cold and windy. I have all the windows open. I haven't had the AC on at all. Everything's just airing out.
Beautiful.
It's like a bidet for your house, opening all your holes and just getting splashed with cold water.
You gotta burp your house.
You gotta burp her. You gotta burp her. Anyway, speaking of trans excellence, you gotta burp her.
Burp her. Aftercare includes burping.
Yep. Jazz also picked our wine crime pairing for this week, which is not wine and also not a crime, but it is a cannabis strain. They wanted to recommend the Kushlato from their favorite dispensary, Lifted Northwest in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, well, shit. We might have to go there when we're in Portland.
And one of my favorite resources that Bill taught me about is a website called leafly.com. It's spelled Leafly. And you can look up any strain on Leafly, and it will likely be listed with all of like how it's rated, what kind of strain it is, what kind of effects you can expect from it. It's a really nice website to find all of that information. So I looked up Kushlato on Leafly. It's spelled Kushlato. This is an indica strain made from a generic cross between gelato and Kush mints. Kushlato is 22% THC, making this strain an ideal choice for experienced cannabis consumers. Leafly customers tell us Kushlato effects include a relaxed, happy, and sleepy effect. Medical marijuana patients often choose Kushlato when dealing with symptoms associated with insomnia, pain, and stress. Bred by Seed Junkie Genetics, Kushlato features flavors like citrus, spice, and pine. It's really been so fun to experience fresher cannabis by growing it at home, because you do lose so many of the subtle flavors from getting dispensary cannabis, because dispensary cannabis is usually at least 6 months old by the time it's on the shelves.
It's like using fresh herbs compared to dry herbs.
Right.
Literally.
It's literally the exact same experience. So you really, there was a time when I would have scoffed at the wine tasting note nature of these types of descriptions, but they are genuinely so accurate, and you really can taste and smell these flavor profiles on fresh cannabis. It's really, really, really cool. The dominant terpene of this strain is limonene. And
Limonene.
Limonene. Limonene. Limonene.
Lemonade.
The average price of Kushlato typically ranges from $10 to $20 per gram. If you've smoked, dabbed, or consumed Kushlato, tell us about your experience by leaving a strain review. So yeah, I mean, Leafly.com is has become one of my favorite websites. This strain sounds amazing. I actually don't think I've ever tried this. So I am going to be checking this out and seeing if I can maybe get some seeds for it. But that was our recommendation from Jazz. As always, puff responsibly. And let's take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, / maybe I get to puff some of our own cross herb that hasn't even been named yet.
It's not even on Leafly yet.
It's not even on Leafly. It's not even named yet. So,
well,
stay
Jazz,
tuned.
just so you know, I added your dispensary to our Portland recommendations document.
Yay!
So you just might see us there.
Yeah, you absolutely will. Oops, I should probably get this out of the shot. Sorry, John. You'll have to blur that.
Be right back.
All right, let's hear a quick word from our sponsors. Bye. Did you know that 3 out of 4 U.S. homes have toxic chemicals in their tap water? Yeah. Even though contaminated water can look clear, it can put you at risk for devastating health concerns, including fatigue, hormone disruption, cognitive decline, even cancer, the big C. We don't like hearing it, but it is a possibility. Surprisingly, standard fridge and pitcher filters do actually not very much to remove most contaminants. And bottled water often contains microplastics. So we're all out here looking for a solution on how to get better water. And baby, we found it.
We've found it.
It's
Introducing
the best water I've ever tasted in my life.
It's so good. Introducing AquaTrue, the countertop water purifier tested and certified to remove 84 contaminants, including chlorine, lead, forever chemicals, and microplastics.
Mm-hmm.
Its patented 4-stage reverse osmosis system goes way beyond ordinary filters for pure, healthy water you can trust. No plumbing, no installation. We are currently having a water crisis where I live, and I've been buying jugs of water from the grocery store. No more.
Yeah.
Now I just get it on my counter. It's so nice. AquaTrue has been featured in Business Insider, Popular Science, and named Best Countertop Water Filter by Good Housekeeping. So join 98% of customers who say their drinking water is cleaner, safer, and healthier, and honestly, delicious.
I had friends over and we did side-by-side taste testing with our tap water, the filter that we had before, and the AquaTrue. It is the best tasting water of the 3 by far. Like, it's the only water that I want to drink. I'm obsessed with it. Go to aquatrue.com now for 20% off using promo code LONGSHORT. AquaTrue even comes with a 30-day best tasting water guarantee. That's aquatrue.com, AQUATRU.com, promo code LONGSHORT.
Sometimes when you're shopping for something for your home, something on the more permanent side, and you have a vision of what you want it to be, what you don't want to do is go to like the mall or a brick and mortar store and hope desperately that you find something close to what you're envisioning. And that is why shopping from home is pretty darn great, especially when it comes to blinds.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of home projects, both inside and outside of the house. And one of the things on our honey-do list forever has been replacing our blinds because our cats have ruined like the cheap ones that we had when we moved into this house. And shopping for blinds is a lot. And I'm promising you, there's a better way to do it. There's a better way to buy blinds, to buy shades, shutters, and even drapery. And it's called 3-Day Blinds. They are the leading manufacturer of high quality custom window treatments in the United States. And right now, if you use our URL, 3dayblinds.com/gals, they are running a buy one, get one 50% off deal. So if you're like me and your cats have destroyed the blinds on multiple windows, the buy one, get one 50% off is actually a really great offer. And like Lucy said, we could shop for almost anything at home. Why not shop for blinds at home too? 3-Day Blinds has local, professionally trained design consultants who have an average of 10 plus years experience that provide expert guidance on the right blinds for you in the comfort of your home. Just set up an appointment and you'll get a free, no obligation quote the same day. And if you're like me and you're not very handy, you're worried about installing them, don't worry about it. The expert team at 3-Day Blinds handles all of the heavy lifting. They design, they measure, they install, so you can sit back, relax, and leave it to 3-Day Blinds.
Right now, get quality window treatments that fit your budget with 3-Day Blinds. Head to 3dayblinds.com/gals for their buy one, get one 50% off deal on custom blinds, shades, shutters, and drapery. For a free, no charge, no obligation consultation, just head to 3dayblinds.com/gals. One more time, that's buy one, get one 50% off when you head to the number 3dayblinds.com/gals.
Spring is a natural reset point, and if you have been putting off cleaning up the messier parts of your business, now is the time to get off your booty and get it going. Streamlining your communication is one of the quickest and easiest upgrades that you can make, and that's why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, spelled Quo, the smarter way to run your business communications.
Oh, it's so easy. Quo is the #1 rated business phone system on G2 with over 3,000 reviews, built for how modern teams work. You're not sitting in an office all facing each other, like communicating directly all day and like answering every single phone call and message and everything from customers. That's just not how modern businesses work. So Quo has truly filled in the gaps. More than 90,000 businesses, from solo operators to growing teams, rely on Quo to stay connected, professional, and very importantly, consistently reachable. Quo works wherever you are if you want to use it right from the app on your phone or your computer. It lets you keep your existing phone number, and you can add new numbers or teammates to help you with this in just minutes. Sync your CRM and rely on seamless routing and call flows as your business scales. So your entire team can handle calls and texts from one shared number. You can just pick up where somebody else left off. You're not going to lose any customers or just like leave someone feeling ghosted. It's so easy. Calls, texts, voicemails, transcripts, and contact details all live in one clean view. With full context at your fingertips, your team communicates faster, stays aligned, and delivers a more personal experience. And when you're running your own business, honey,
all
that
of these
is
things
everything.
add up. Yeah. Make this season where no opportunity and no customer slips away. Try Quo for free, plus get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/gals. That's QUO.com/gals. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers. Lucy, what do you have for us for trans excellence?
Well, I have a handful of very cool stories.
Okay.
So, as you have already done us the courtesy of reminding, trans people have always been here and are a part of the human experience. I have a very truncated list of influential trans folks throughout history and throughout the world. Before I start, just to lay this all out there, it's never appropriate to assume someone else's gender identity. And many of the folks on my list lived outside of the language and acceptance of trans expression. And perhaps we don't have records of like explicit statements of theirs, but they are widely recognized as trans individuals from scholarly analysis, or at least have contributed to the trans cultural experience
the gender queer
that exists
experience
today.
Yeah.
So, and it will be apparent why I say this, because first up we have Elagabalus, who is the ruler of Rome from 218 to 222.
Honey, 218.
Yeah.
Not 2018.
218.
118.
Yes. So we have about 3 primary source records of this individual.
Okay.
So that's why I kind of made that statement. It's like they were never on record saying, I'm trans.
Right. But that terminology, as you said, might not have even existed then.
And also, well, I'll just tell this person's story and then we can talk about like kind of the PR of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's some great background information from an article by a student named Alexis Mijaftovich, which was published on outhistory.org. First, a note on name and pronouns. Historical sources uniformly refer to Elagabalus with male pronouns.
Mm-hmm.
The emperor is best known under this title, which is grammatically masculine, and she was assigned male at birth. But the author has decided to use female pronouns because, based on the evidence, this choice is just as valid as male pronouns. The 3 extant sources from antiquity, meaning those 3 still living sources from this time, while they do contradict each other, still broadly concur that the sovereign did have very strong manifestations of cross-gender behavior. Telling aspects such as the story related by Dio Cassius that Elagabalus, I can never say her name right on the first try, Elagabalus offered half of the empire to the surgeon that would correct her genitalia, that seemed to go far beyond merely scandalizing an effeminate monarch and more towards showing the desperation a transgender person might well feel in an age long before any methods were found to modify her body according to her desires. So there's a really eloquent way of putting it.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, she offered half of the kingdom of Rome.
My kingdom to the surgeon who can have me my insides match my outsides, or my outsides match my insides.
Exactly. So Elagabalus, nailed it, was born in 203 AD into the highest level of privilege in ancient Rome. She was a relative of Septimius Severus,
Okay.
who was the head of a family of brutal dictators. Go figure. That's probably where we got the word severe. She became a child priest of the solar deity El Gabal, who was worshipped in her native city as a supreme deity. So she was born into a very specific and important religious role. Her place in line to rule was challenged by many, however. What makes Elagabalus rise to fame and power unusual was that the soldiers who had a chance to see her, when they did, they were entranced by her beauty as she danced ceremonies to El Gabal, their deity. All the ancient authors describe her sensuous robes that she wore while performing priestly duties. This reminds me of what was the nun who gave birth in the middle of the street?
Oh, yeah.
The flowing robes.
Yeah. Oh, what was that?
We were talking about her flowing wasn't she living as a man?
Yeah. Yes.
It was the Pope.
Yeah.
She was
yes, that's right. The legend of how that one of the popes or something was born.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Good memory.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this kind of reminds me of the sensuous robes that she wore while performing priestly duties. The fact that young boys could be sexually objectified and sexualized as much as women in the classical world no doubt adds to Elagabalus's ability to woo soldiers by dancing in luxurious robes and elaborate makeup rather than gain their respect with military feats in armor and sword.
Okay.
She came to power at the age of 14.
God.
And
no.
she made a lot of poor decisions because she was 14.
Don't say. The child queen made a bunch of bad decisions
that descended from a line of brutal dictators. So the reign witnessed many actions that caused shock and offense to conservative Romans. So, for example, she married a Vestal virgin. So the Vestal virgins, not only were they virgin women, but they were like highly prized and
Extra virgin olive oil.
yeah. So Vestal virgins' chastity was very important to Roman religious practices, and the punishment for violating that chastity was execution by live burial.
Oh,
You were not allowed to touch these women.
they're being saved for something very special.
So one of Elagabalus's wives was
one of
a
these
Vestal virgin, claiming
Protected women, girls.
claiming that the priestly marriage would create divine children. I think she was saying, well, because we're both like holy, like sacred individuals, then our kids are going to be like ultra sacred. So the marriage was thus an unprecedented violation akin to desecrating the Eucharist for observant Roman Catholics. So she actually got married 5 different times, 2 of which was to the same woman. I think one of those marriages was to a man who was a former slave and then current chariot driver.
Oh, wow.
He was a charioteer. So a legend has it she fell in love with him when she saw him like fighting, like gladiating, I think. I don't know.
Probably fighting for his freedom.
Maybe. But that's kind of hot. They fell in love and spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
Then she was also sleeping with an athlete from Smyrna.
That slut from Smyrna.
Again, not many details, but the
Hooking
details
up
that
with the
do come
queen.
through are awesome. So she did all sorts of stuff that people didn't like, and the topic of her genitalia came up like a lot. There were rumors about castration and just all sort, speculative gossip about that kind of stuff. Eventually, she was forced to adopt her cousin, Alexander, who was only 4 years younger than her, thereby making him her successor. Because he was the one who, like, basically the senators wanted in charge.
Oh.
But by the time she realized, oh, fuck, I just put a target on my back, she and her mother were assassinated and their bodies were thrown into the Tiber River.
Oh, not good.
After Elagabalus's reign, women were never allowed to enter the building where the Senate was convened.
Ever again? Oh, my God.
yeah.
They so feared the power of a woman that
And
they
because
banned them.
it was her mother, her grandmother, all the women in this family held just as much power as the like military men, really.
A women's curse.
Her establishment of a women's senate was considered one of the many examples of Elagabalus's depravity.
Oh, so depraved.
The fact that women like her, grandmother, mother, and aunt wielded significant power and influence was also condemned by writers with deep patriarchal values. So great care was taken to erase her name from the historical record, like the other Roman emperors that were considered tyrants, in a process called damnatio memoriae.
Memoriae?
There we go. That sounds a lot better. But like the damning of your memory, we're taking your name out of the texts. We're wiping you from history.
Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah. Elagabalus was used by subsequent historians, Roman and post-Roman, as an example of one of the worst rulers ever.
Oh.
So smear campaign sounds like having her sexuality used against her. And then, just the politics of it all. They were weaponizing gossip about the ruler in order to get her out of power. So again, just from these 3 sources that kind of point to, well, she dressed in effeminately, she married all sorts of people. Yeah, so it was a really early example in the record of, queerness at least.
Yeah, 100%. Pan icon at best.
She's an icon.
Minimum.
Did I say that Elagabalus died when she was like 18.
Oh my God. Seriously? So she only reigned for 4 years?
She only reigned for 4 years and from 14 to 18.
Honey.
Sorry, I just had to mention the ages of all of these people. I had their ages is just you did all of that.
How did she die?
Oh, she was
Some
murdered
sort
with
of-
her mom.
Oh, that's right.
So next up we have Kalonymus Ben Kalonymus,
Okay, Kalonymus Ben.
a Jewish philosopher, translator, and hakam, basically a rabbi of Provence in the early 14th century.
Cool.
So Kalonymus acquired a high reputation both as an original writer and as a translator. They began a literary career at only 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They wrote a ton of stuff, did a bunch of traveling and religious study, and wrote treatises and poetry and parodies. And there's just their work is many.
Cool. Okay.
From transgenderhistorymonth.com, in one of their original works called Even Bohan, Kalonymus authored a poem titled, translates to On Becoming a Woman, which modern day readers and historians view as a deep and genuine expression of gender dysphoria. So Kalonymus was a rabbi. He was born a male.
Mm-hmm.
So living his life as a man, and then this poem is kind of, as far as I could tell, the only thing in his work that really points to these feelings.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really powerful. In the work, Kalonymus describes at length a life which they could have led had God made them a woman, and goes on to describe a happier and more fulfilling life than living life as a man, refers to their genitalia as a deformity, and also references living and loving a man as their partner. It ends deferring to their birth sex as their gender and accepting bitterly their place in a world as a man, though clearly seeming extremely discontented. Some have viewed the work as satire or as an open expression of homosexuality, but to any sensitive reader, it rings true to describing gender dysphoria in an age when medical or social transition was not usually possible.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to read the translation of the poem to you. It's sad and it's sweet and it's I don't know. It's a very cool poem. Okay, so this is a poem from Even Bohan. What shall I say? Why cry or be bitter? If my Father in heaven has decreed upon me and has maimed me with an immutable deformity, then I do not wish to remove it. The sorrow of the impossible is a human pain that nothing will cure and for which no comfort can be found. So I will bear and suffer until I die and wither in the ground. Since I have learned from our tradition that we bless both the good and the bitter, I will bless in a voice hushed and weak. Blessed are you, Yahweh, who has not made me a woman. Isn't that so sad?
That's so sad and so beautiful.
Beautiful.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
I know. But I was glad that I stumbled across this because I just...
Mm-hmm.
And it should go without saying, Judaism is a very diverse religion with trans and queer acceptance running the gamut.
Just like everyone, everywhere, every religion, every political spectrum, everywhere that exists.
So I'm not trying to say anything about Judaism or what the Torah says or what a 14th century rabbi would or wouldn't have agreed with, but I think this poem just reflects familiar anxieties about both religion and self-expression, and that can be useful and beautiful and helpful today because it's art. At the end of the day, it's art, baby. Let's use it. It's beautiful.
Kalonymus Ben.
I know. Okay, next up, we have Frances motherfucking Thompson.
Okay.
That's not her real middle name.
Okay.
Frances Thompson. She was born into slavery in 1840 and became the first transgender person to testify before U.S. Congress.
Oh.
And one of the first women, or at least black women, to testify before Congress. So she was born in Maryland and then taken to Memphis, Her enslavers allowed her to dress in girls' clothes and like kind of colorful, like fun clothes, and also keep her face shaven when she was like, you know, growing a beard. She also used mobility aids and crutches because she had a cancer in her foot. By the age of 26, almost the entire enslaving family was killed in their service to the Confederate Army. Like, it was just the wife, the mistress, the lady of the house was left.
Oh my God.
So the South was a wreck and she was basically freed. So she moved to Memphis. She rented an apartment on Gayoso Street in a majority Black neighborhood known as Hell's Half Acre.
I do love that these fucking jagweeds died in the fighting for the Confederacy, fighting for the losing team, died, and all that did was ultimately free the people that they had enslaved, which is exactly what they were fighting to keep from happening.
That was their whole fucking point. That was their only fucking motive. It's not heritage.
Dumb fucking idiot.
It is hate. Okay. Yeah, bye-bye. So she washed clothes, sewed, and ironed clothes to make a wage as a free Black woman. She was assisted by her 16-year-old housemate, like a roommate, a gal named Lucy Smith, who later appeared in court alongside Frances to testify. During this time, at the end of the Civil War, the Black population of Memphis exploded, like quadrupled in a few years.
Damn.
Between that and a large influx of white Irish immigrants that were also moving to the area, there was a lot of competition for very few jobs, and this created some racial tensions, especially right after the war ended and the period of Reconstruction began, because that was not a safe time for Black people living in the South. Not even a little bit. In April 1866, there were scuffles between the white Irish police officers in Memphis and Black Army soldiers who were assigned by the Army to patrol the streets while they basically waited for their military pay. They were just hanging out. Most of them had returned their service weapons. They were just waiting to get paid so they could like move on with their goddamn
freaking lives. Yeah.
On May 1st, 1866, a group of Black folks were having a party, like a street party, in their own neighborhood, minding their own business, when a firearm was discharged and the police were called. But no one, like, was shot. Someone probably just, like, I don't know, it was 1866.
Right.
So the cops get there and they're like, oh my God, we're outnumbered. So they get scared. They call for backup. One of them predictably shoots himself in the leg and blames a Black person. Rumors spread of white cops getting killed in the streets, and of course a white mob forms. They burned down Black homes, churches, and schools, and even forcing some of their victims to stay inside their homes while they burned the houses down.
Jesus fucking Christ.
In the end, the mob burned between 50 and 90 homes and killed, I would say, at least 46 Black people and injured 75 more, including 5 women raped, including Frances and Lucy, who again was 16 at the time.
Oh my God.
So they both testified in front of Congress they were 2 in a group of 170 people who were testifying about this, what's later called the Memphis Massacre. So they testified about the 7 white men, including 3 cops, who broke into their home that night, demanding eggs, ham, and biscuits, and then proceeding to rape both of them. Frances couldn't speak for days because she had been choked so badly.
Oh my God.
Her account of the brutal rape of her and her roommate drew panel members to tears. Their emotional accounts captivated many people about the horrors that happened in the Memphis Massacre.
This is so horrifying.
Although this substantial evidence stacked against the rioters, they were released with no repercussions.
Of course they fucking were.
And that's not all. Frances was subjected to numerous medical exams because of what she was saying happened, which led to her being very publicly outed as trans. Like in the newspapers.
Oh my God.
Southern Democrats weaponized her identity as a transgender woman to discredit her and the other Black women's claims of rape by white men. They were saying, well, you're a man. You can't get raped by a man. So that means none of this happened. So she was also later arrested for, quote unquote, cross-dressing and forced to spend her 100-day sentence in a chain gang with imprisoned men. With her bum foot.
Her cancerous foot. Yeah.
Yeah. Without any kind of, help in that department. And go figure, she was brutalized in prison by the men that she was in there with as well. So all of that said, Frances Thompson's brave testimony helped document the systematic violence against newly freed Black Americans. A lot of that helped to pass a bill that specifically protected the rights of newly freed Black Americans, making her a pioneer in both civil rights and transgender history. Her intersectional identity as a Black transgender woman placed her at the crossroads of multiple forms of oppression and aggression, yet she used her voice to advocate for justice and human dignity. Frances passed away in 1876 at the age of just 36 years old.
Oh, God. Oh, just want to sob.
There are, illustrations of her on the drive. Well, she lived her true self despite
she took her last breath.
Everything. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. And finally, I have one more story for us. This is Dr. Alan Hart, who I'm already in love with. He's giving Robbie Hoffman. Please go on the drive and look at his picture.
Oh, I'm looking, and I assumed. Okay.
You assumed it was Robert
The Dr. Allen photo just is Robbie Hoffman with tiny circular glasses. Honestly, so is the pipe photo.
Yeah, they both are.
Unreal.
Oh, I love him. Okay.
Oh.
So most of this is from an article from Scientific American. I will be referring to Dr. Hart variously.
Okay.
There's a pre and a post time.
Yep, I have a section like that as well in my case, and it's like of the time that we're getting these sources from. A lot of times they will refer to them by the gender at like that they were at the time they were referring. So like before the transition, the person I'm talking about is referenced as he, but after the transition is referenced as she. It was like confusing for me to read, and also I know that that's not how we do it now. So we try to make adjustments in the moment how we can, but when we're quoting, we're not supposed to change. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And there's more that I read about Dr. Hart that I didn't actually have in my notes. So we can have a bit more of a discussion after I tell you his story. Okay. So Alberta Lucille Hart, who was known by her family as Lucille, was born on October 4th, 1890 in Hall's Summit, a lonesome part of Kansas just west of the Missouri border. The child's father, Albert, a hay, grain, and hog merchant, died just 2 years after she was born. And his widow, Edna, moved with Lucille to make a new start in Oregon. They moved to Albany. I almost said Alberta. Albany, Oregon. Her first name is Alberta. Okay. I'm fine. I didn't do the pairing at all. When Lucille Hart grew old enough to learn about her father's death, she would comfort her mother. She'd say someday she was going to grow up to be a man to be her mother's caretaker. She's like, oh, well, Dad left us. I'll grow up to be a man and I'll take care of us. Hart often secretly fantasized about marrying her female high school teacher, reveries in which she also saw herself as a man. A talented writer, photographer, and mandolinist, Hart graduated high school as a salutatorian. I don't know what that means. In 1908. She enrolled at Albany College.
A smarty pants. A freaking smarty pants.
Definitely a smarty pants. Enrolled in Albany College, transferring to Stanford University in 1910. There, Hart entered the pre-med department, joined numerous organizations, and founded the school's first ever women's debate club. And that's... She was the first woman to do a number of things, and I think that it's worth appreciating that about her as a part of her identity at this time.
Yeah, maybe she didn't fully identify with being a woman, but still wanted to fight for the rights of women.
I want to point out 2 photos for you really quick. Look at the one titled Alberta. So this was her like before her transition, obviously. Look how fucking miserable she is.
She does look pretty miserable. She doesn't even look that happy as a baby.
No, I know.
Baby Lucille with her fuck ass bangs is like not having it.
She does have fuck ass bangs.
But then the second it gets to the Dr. Allen photo, it's like a whole new person.
Totally. And then go look at the
There's a confidence there.
Look at the group of the black and white photo of the group of people. So this is her high school yearbook editorial staff. She's the one standing on the far right.
Oh, but looking straight at the camera.
Note the owl. It's in the front row.
Oh, I love the owl. They are matching energy.
I know.
The 2 of them look like twins. The owl and Dr. Al look like twins.
They have the same, their head is tilted the same way.
They're both in white plumage.
They're both
I love them.
Way too big for that room. Anyway, I just had to include that photo for no real reason other than the fucking owl on the yearbook staff.
I also love this like old-timey yearbook. This is terrifying. It's like a haunted yearbook.
I know.
They're all dead. Oh, I have chills.
I know. Okay, so she formed the first ever women's debate club at fucking Stanford, which is insane. She enrolled at the University of Oregon Medical School in 1913. 4 years later, Hart graduated at the head of her class, the first woman to earn the coveted Sailor Medal for being the top scholar in each of the school's department.
Dang.
Well, no, that doesn't mean she's a top scholar in each department, obviously. Someone in each department gets this medal.
Okay.
I think. I don't fucking know. Okay. Quote, Dr. Hart was a brilliant student, said a former classmate in a 1918 edition of Spokane's Spokesman Review newspaper. She had the distinction of being the only woman in the class. She dressed often in a very mannish style, wearing particularly masculine hats and shoes and frequently tight skirts. Hot. She walked with a noticeable mannish stride. Okay.
Whatever that fucking means.
Well, that was printed in the newspaper, and we'll get to it. Eventually, Hart confided in her University of Oregon Medical School professor and Dr. J. Allen Gilbert, telling him that she's always felt like a man, and also that she's been secretly dating women. So he was like, you know, if this is upsetting you, I want you to confide in me. Like, this is clearly, because she was basically saying, I either need to figure something out or I'm going to end things. Basically, she's like, I cannot keep existing like this. And so he's like, well, I'm not going to let that happen. So he helped her. And at first she sought psychiatric help from him, attempting to convert herself into a conventional woman. She's like, something's wrong with my brain, is what they concluded at the time. Therapy failed. Hypnosis failed. And finally, Hart decided to just stop the process. She realized if the conversion worked and she would no longer think, feel, or act like a man, then that was repulsive to her. She's like, I want to fix the problem, but the solution is not to become a woman. So Nothing was working, and Dr. Gilbert later wrote, after treatment proved itself unavailing, she came with the request that I help her prepare definitely and permanently for the role of the male in conformity with her real nature all these years. Hysterectomy was performed, her hair was cut, and a complete male outfit was secured, and she made her exit as a female and started as a male with a new hold on life and ambitions worthy of her high degree of intellectuality.
Okay.
They were different times.
Yeah. Yep.
Kind of saying, well, she's super smart. I'm glad she's a man now, because now she can go do something with that smartness.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Now she can go apply. Now he can go apply himself.
Uh-huh. Right. So after transitioning, Hart was hired as an intern at San Francisco Hospital in November 1917. But before
the
long,
year of our Lord, Helen Jacobson.
Maybe she was born there.
Maybe.
Probably not.
No, I think she was born in Pennsylvania.
Unfortunately, it was not long before a former Stanford classmate recognized Hart from before his transition, and gossip led to published fucking news articles in the San Francisco newspapers outing him.
Kidding me.
Ugh. I won't read any of the headlines because they're
bitch.
really upsetting, but
Yeah.
Accusing him of being like undercover, like trying to trick everyone.
Yeah,
Don't trust this doctor.
Mm-hmm.
So he resigned immediately and went back home to Oregon. He wrote in an edition of the Albany Daily Democrat from March 26th of 1918, quote, I had to do it. For years I had been unhappy. With all the inclination and desires of the boy, I had to restrain myself to the more conventional ways of the other sex. I have been happier since I made this change than I ever have in my life, and I will continue I will continue this way as long as I live. Very few people can understand, and I have had some of the biggest insults of my career. I came home to show my friends that I am ashamed of nothing. Between 1918 and 1927, Hart worked as a doctor in at least 7 states, married and divorced a woman named Inez, and then graduated from the University of Pennsylvania with a master's in radiology in 1928.
Hell yeah.
But he kept bouncing around to these different towns because he would be outed in one town after another. There were many news articles about him.
I mean, hell yeah to how accomplished he was as a doctor and in his professional career, not hell yeah to having to go to all of these different places.
Right. Yeah. I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
And he later said that he went into radiology because he thought no one would really care about that kind of shit in a lab setting as opposed to like doctor patient necessarily. And then tuberculosis. Everything is tuberculosis.
Yeah.
So,
your book club book.
My book club book, baby. Elliot Fishman, a radiologist at Johns Hopkins University, said, quote, Hart was a pioneer in using chest x-rays to detect tuberculosis.
Damn.
At that point, no one was really screening for TB. Sure, if you were coughing up blood, you would get x-rays, but no one was really getting ahead of the disease. 1 in 4 patients had TB. Many of them were asymptomatic. Because of Hart, doctors were able to treat patients before they had complications. And since TB is an infectious disease, he was able to separate TB patients from others to stop the spread. This changed everything. I think it's still like 1 in 4 people on the globe have tuberculosis. It's just not, it doesn't always present. Or it can be latent in your body for like years. But yeah, they weren't doing x-rays unless something was seriously wrong and they were already in trouble. Okay, so also as we know from the book club book, TB is an extremely stigmatizing disease, so it does make sense that Hart would be the one to see the importance in casting aside these social labels at the same time as he's saving literally countless lives. He worked with TB patients in Washington State and Idaho before moving to Connecticut, where he earned a master's in public health from Yale University in 1948 at the age of 57. I just love that he just keeps racking up these fucking degrees.
Well, seriously, it's like, even if I keep getting rejected over and over again by society, my brain is amazing. And I'm going to keep fucking using it. Like, you can't stop me from using my fucking brain.
No.
And here you go. Enjoy all of my research and all of the medical advancements off of my back. You can try and erase me from history, bitch, but I fucking did it, and people are going to remember.
And
later.
I just
fuck all y'all.
Just the work in the TB area alone, and that's not even close to like, you know, the whole of his work, the content of his work, all of his research and everything. So Hart lived out the rest of his life in West Hartford, Connecticut. Ever heard of it?
Oh my god!
With his
That's where I
second
lived.
wife. I
wonder if he was on Chat with Dave.
Maybe. With his second wife, Edna Ruddick, before dying of heart disease at age 71 on July 1st, 1962.
Wow.
Okay, so when he died, he had in his will for his lawyer that he wanted his lawyer to go retrieve this like cache of old photos and journals. I think of his life before his transition and destroy it.
Oh, okay. It's like, get rid of, don't dead name me.
Don't dead name me. I am Dr. Alan Hart.
That's all I want to be known as.
There is nothing. That's all, you know. I was born at the age of 26 or whatever it was, you know. So there was a group in Portland that formed the ad hoc committee of transsexuals to recognize Alan Hart because I think because so much of his story really wasn't uncovered until after his death and like way after his death, that he had been credited widely under his dead name. And so there was efforts made by this group and I believe others to sort of protest the use of his dead name.
Yeah.
So, so this is from his Wikipedia page. In October 1995, members from the ad hoc committee interrupted a Reed College lecture given by Thomas Cook titled The Legendary Life of Lucille Hart, alias Dr. Alan Hart. So they interrupted that to unfurl a 20-foot banner that said his name was Alan. And they like made buttons and shirts that his name was Alan Hart. They passed out flyers. They were just trying to raise awareness that like this is what he wanted.
He didn't want to be remembered that way. He wanted to be remembered as who he was, who he finally was.
Yeah. And didn't want to be like vague about like, maybe it was a different kind of queerness. You know, it was just like, no, he was trans.
He's a straight man who is attracted to women.
Right.
Whose gender at birth did not align with their gender identity. That's it.
Yeah. So I think more modern articles about Dr. Hart are more sensitive to that kind of thing, but you really will probably, if you're researching him at all, will see him referred to Lucille and Alberta and all sorts of things. So, but that is Dr. Hart's story. That is the story of several really, really interesting trans or at least trans influencing figures in history that I had never heard about any of them before. And I'm really glad that that I got to learn about them today.
Yes. That was a spectacular overview. And we have another interesting and fascinating individual coming up because I have the fan pick case this week.
Is it going to be upsetting?
No, not like that.
Okay, good.
Thank God.
We're keeping it pretty light today.
There
folks.
are upsetting things about it, but it's not like death and tragic. It's not tragedy in that way.
The Memphis massacre.
No, that was as dark as it's gonna get today. This does not get that dark.
And like the fall of Rome.
Right, but But that was forever ago. Oh my God, my whole house is shaking. Speaking of the fall. Okay, we'll be right back.
BRB. Remember the days when summer actually used to feel relaxing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then adulthood got in the way somehow, which is exactly why people are becoming a lot more intentional about how they unwind. And that's where IndaCloud fits in. IndaCloud is a fully legal online cannabis dispensary for gummies, exotic flower, premium pre-rolls, zero sugar THC sodas.
My fave.
Hi. Energy gummies and extra strength sleep gummies. Yes, everything is federally legal hemp THC, lab tested and shipped discreetly to your door. Because trying to stay cool mentally and financially this summer, that's adulthood right there.
Mm-hmm, for real. Like, I don't need every summer moment packed to the gills. What I need is to focus when I need to focus, to relax when I need to relax, and to like be social when I need to be social. And that is what I love so much about IndaCloud and what they offer, because they have so many different options. I'm talking energy gummies for surviving overloaded summer schedules. Oh my gosh, people with kids, how many different camps can you possibly be enrolled in? You're gonna need those energy gummies. THC sodas for staying social without overheating yourself. I'm obsessed with those sugar-free THC sodas. They're like,
You love them.
they are so good. They're just the right amount to get your little social moment on without like having the whole next day ruined.
Or have like an existential crisis.
Yup. And then when that day full of summer packed schedules and socializing winds down, you need those extra strength sleep gummies. This is for fully shutting your brain down at night and helping you get to sleep and stay asleep throughout the evening. And when you just really need to be intentional, slow things down, the flower that they offer is so nice, and you can choose from all of these different options based on what experience you're really looking for. At this point, staying calm feels like more luxurious than going out and getting wild. So check out IndaCloud and see what they have to offer for what exactly you're looking for this summer.
If you're 21 or older, go to indacloud.co, that's .co, not .com, and use code GALS for 30% off your first subscription order. That's indacloud.co, code GALS for 30% off, shipped routinely and discreetly to your door, plus free gifts on qualifying orders. And don't forget to fill out the quick survey when you order to support our show. As always, please enjoy responsibly, and huge thanks to IndaCloud for helping everybody stay a little cooler this summer.
If a genie gave me 3 wishes, I would use all of them to have my cats live forever. Like, I'm sorry. I'd use 2 on beans. I'd use 1 on pepperoni. There, I said it.
Oh, my God.
There, I said it. But since genies do not exist, as far as I know, I go ahead and feed my cat Smalls instead of wishing for a genie to help them live forever.
Smalls is fresh, human-grade cat food that does so much more than just feed your cat. It helps them live a full, healthy life. Most cat food out there is made with meat byproducts, cheap fillers, artificial ingredients, like junk food, essentially. It's not great for your cat. Big Pet Food does this because it is cheaper to make, but what they save on cost, your cat pays for it with their health. Smalls is different. Their fresh recipes are made with at least 80% animal protein, and they're gently cooked to retain all their nutrients and flavor. They never add fillers or artificial ingredients, and their food is so healthy that 88% of cat parents say that after feeding their cat Smalls, they have a better digestion, a softer, shinier coat, more energy to play, because it's actually good for cats. And on a personal note, my experience, far less vomiting, which alone is worth it.
Yeah, your cat's health and longevity starts with what they eat. Try Smalls and get 60% off your cat's first order, plus free shipping and free treats for life when you go to smalls.com/gals. One last time, that's 60% off your first order, plus free shipping and free treats for life when you head to smalls.com/gals. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
For my case, we got to go back in time. It's 1974. The United States is in the grip of an OPEC oil embargo, which was sparked by retaliation against like Israel and their United States ally. Because literally nothing ever changes, and we just keep living in a secular experience nightmare. Gas prices are skyrocketing, and the Detroit auto giants are scrambling.
Oh my God.
Suddenly, A 6-foot-tall powerhouse entrepreneur named Elizabeth Carmichael arrives on the scene with a miracle vehicle design, the Dale.
The Dale. Okay.
The Dale was a 3-wheeled 70-mile-per-gallon dream.
Wow.
Made of, quote, aerospace plastic, and there's a photo on the drive, that promised to knock the hell out of Detroit.
Oh, it's a cute car.
It's cute. So it's got 2 wheels up front, but only 1 in the back.
I like it.
I like it too. It's terrifying, but I like it. Liz Carmichael was confident, branding herself as a genius widow with an engineering degree who was going to run the auto industry like a queen. But much like this podcast, the dream was held together by duct tape and coat hangers, and we'll get to it. Because today we're diving into the audacious life of Elizabeth Carmichael, the visionary, the fraudster, and the transgender pioneer who became one of the most famous fugitives in American history.
Oh.
Herstory, bitch.
Did she get away in her Dale?
We'll get to the Dale and the getting away.
Oh my God.
Liz Carmichael wasn't just selling a car. She was selling a revolution. Her company, the 20th Century Motor Car Company, claimed the Dale could withstand a 50-mile-per-hour impact against a brick wall and would cost less than $2,000 to produce. And if that promise wasn't enough to get him hooked, Liz was a media magnet who marketed the shit out of the Dale concept, appearing in Newsweek and People, and even getting the Dale featured on The Price is Right.
Oh, nice.
People were desperate for a solution to the gas crisis, and Liz raised an estimated $3 million in advance sales and dealership fees before a single car was ever produced.
Okay, Tesla.
The reality, however, was bleak. Remember we said duct tape and coat hangers, maybe.
Oh my God, it is Tesla.
No, it's not, because Tesla actually makes cars.
Oh, got it.
Investigated, it's less Tesla, more Theranos.
Got it. Okay.
Liz is more of a Liz Holmes than Liz Musk.
Okay.
Investigators later found that the company's quote-unquote factory hangars were empty, and the functional prototype shown at the Los Angeles Auto Show, and likely on, like, the same prototype would have been used on The Price is Right, didn't even have a working engine. The accelerator literally wasn't attached to anything. This is a quote from an investigator that was working on the case. On inspection of this vehicle, it was not a viable vehicle at all. It had no engine. 2x4s were holding up the rear wheel. The accelerator was just sitting on the floor. It wasn't even attached. The windows were not safety glass. They would bend back and forth. The doors were put on by regular door hinges, like one might find on a house door.
So something in the shape of a car.
The vehicle just absolutely did not exist. So like I said, it's giving less egregious Theranos.
Yeah, slightly less.
So that investigator is a guy named Bill Hall, and he was an investigator of the California Department of Motor Vehicles and questioned whether the lab was even developing a vehicle at all. Quote, "We went to the research and development lab. People appeared to be busy, but in wandering through the lab, I saw no evidence that they were designing a vehicle or in the process of making the vehicle."
What were they doing?
I don't know. Bill Hall went to check out the 3 hangars where Carmichael claimed the cars would be manufactured. Quote, "I went to this airport. Upon entering, I discovered the hangars were absolutely empty. No tools, no machinery, nothing but a little dirt on the floor. They had rented this for only 1 month, and the rent had now expired. So they actually did not have a factory that they were representing they had."
Oh my God.
Yep, they didn't have a factory at all. They just rented a hangar at an airport for a month to have somewhere to take him to be like, yeah, this is where we're going to make the cars when it's ready to be made.
Okay.
We
All
have
right.
this. It's fine.
It's an address.
Mm-hmm.
We receive mail.
We have a light bill. In 1975, the California Department of Corporations began investigating her for fraud. The story took a turn that shocked the nation. Liz fled her home just minutes before a police raid, leaving behind, gasp, wigs and a padded bra.
Oh my God. The essentials.
It was during this investigation that authorities discovered Elizabeth Carmichael was a transgender woman who had previously been known as Jerry Dean Michael. Before her transition, she had been married 4 times and had multiple children, including 5 children with her 4th wife, Vivian Barrett Michael.
Wow.
Her former identity had a bit of a rap sheet for, you might have guessed it, fraud and counterfeiting.
Oh no.
From OprahDaily.com, LOL. And like I pointed out earlier, and like Lucy pointed out, with this article and almost every article I read, a lot of this was happening in the 80s, and they didn't do a great job with pronouns when discussing the former identity of Liz. So they refer to her former identity as Jerry Dean or Michael and use he, him pronouns. And then after transition, use she, her pronouns. Doing the best I can, but I'm quoting here. So
you're doing great.
Quote, Michael married 4 times, according to an FBI file cited in the documentary. He was charged with desertion for leaving his first wife, Marga, whom he met while stationed in Germany, and their 2 children. He married a woman named Juanita in 1954 and had 2 more children, or kids. She estimated that they moved 21 times by the time of their split in 1956.
Oh my God.
His 1958 marriage to a woman named Betty Sweets that he'd known for 4 weeks ended within a year, but not before they'd conceived a baby daughter.
Jesus, just leaving a trail of children.
A trail. A door-to-door salesman and failed newspaper publisher, Michael was repeatedly arrested or fired for pocketing money through side schemes prior to becoming Liz Carmichael. Vivian Barrett met Michael while working as a waitress when she was 16, according to her brother, Charles Richard Barrett, in an HBO documentary called The Lady and the Dale, and they married. Michael made fake IDs and passed bad checks, though when Charles was arrested alongside his brother-in-law for those crimes, he said Michael made sure to take the fall. And, ever the self-promoter, asked for the article about the arrest as a souvenir. Now living in California, Michael was arrested again in 1961 for printing and distributing fake money through a counterfeit front called the Los Angeles Distribution Company. Caught, Michael jumped bail with Vivian. They grew into a family of 7 while living on the run.
Jesus. She had 5 children while on the lam.
They were on the lam for the better part of the 60s. And he didn't.
Oh my God.
She didn't transition until later in the 60s.
What a weird fucking life.
Yeah. Never living anywhere for more than a few months, they changed identities using stolen records and homeschooled their 5 kids. When Jerry first informed Vivian that he was actually Liz, a trans woman, an upset Vivian left town with 2 of their children. In a letter attempting to explain what she was going through, Jerry wrote to Vivian,
with her 2 favorite children.
Yeah, I guess. I am not a man anymore, at least not in the sexual sense, if I ever was. Ultimately, it was a love letter stating, I'd walk through fire for you and the kids. Vivian returned home. As Carmichael's secretary years later at 20th Century Motor said, they said they were sisters-in-law.
Oh.
So they just kind of changed their relationship so they could stay together because they really loved each other, but then they just went by sisters-in-law.
Wow.
In the late 1960s.
Well, whatever works.
Yeah. In the late 1960s, she had faked a serious car accident to, quote, shed her identity as a man and began living full-time as Liz Carmichael. Because, heaven forbid we live in a world where she could just come out and live authentically without having to fake the death of her former identity in a car crash.
Did she fake his whole death, or did she fake just to be out of the public?
I think just to be out of the
picture
public
for a while.
Yeah, out of the picture for a little while and then come back and she's Liz.
Yeah.
Media frenzy that followed was brutal after this arrest. Reporters like Dick Carlson, who was literally Tucker Carlson's dad, proving once again that time is a flat circle and we will loop the same shit till the sun burns out and we all fucking die. Dick focused heavily on her gender identity, using male pronouns and speculating that her transition was just another scam to escape the law. Despite this, her children and those who knew and loved her remained loyal, calling her Mother Liz. And despite media attempts to make Liz seem more like a Robert Durst figure, just like living as a woman to evade police and get away with murder.
That did cross my mind very briefly.
Yeah.
I was like, well, Robert Durst, when a lot of these older articles say living as a woman, they use that phrase. And the first time I saw that when I was doing my research, the Robert Durst flashed in my head. Like, I mean, I can't, again, we're not casting assumptions about anyone, but Robert Durst was trying to get away with murder.
Yes, and Robert Durst was not trans.
Right.
Like, Liz is a trans woman. And you don't make that kind of complete, dedicated change and disruption to your entire life.
With your family.
Just to evade the law when that same family has been evading the law already with you while you were a man for years. You had all your kids while you were evading the law. So why now? Why now? Like, that makes no fucking sense. It's not reasonable whatsoever. And it is not the same thing as fucking Robert Durst temporarily living as a woman so he could rent an apartment in fucking Galveston.
A mute woman.
Undetected. Yeah. No. No. So, yeah. Fucking Mother Liz stood firm in her trans identity until her last breath. She was a fucking woman, period. And no Carlson media legacy fear-mongering and smear campaigns is going to change that. Carmichael was eventually captured in Miami, where she had been living as Susan Raines. At her trial for grand theft and fraud, she insisted on representing herself. She arrived in court every day in miniskirts, maintaining her stance as a pioneer being bullied by the Detroit auto industry, which is most certainly true. But, like, girl, you did hawk a fake car.
You also never did produce a single car.
And embezzled a bunch of money. And, like, something does need to be done about that. Do I think prison is the move? No, absolutely not. Like, also genuinely for her safety, because they wouldn't put her in a women's prison in, you know, the 80s or in, you know, it's not going to happen. Or no, this wasn't the 80s yet. This was like
70s.
The 70s. Yeah, this is the 70s. So it would not be safe for her to go to prison. In 1977, she was found guilty on 26 counts and sentenced from 2 to 20 years in prison. But while out on bail and awaiting her sentencing trial,
Liz.
and like trying to file for appeals in 1980, she vanished.
Oh, Liz.
For nearly a decade. She successfully eluded the FBI. Yes,
run, girl, run, Liz, run.
Yes, Liz. She moved to the small town of, you're never going to guess the name of this town.
Oh, my God.
Dale, Texas.
Stop it!
Of all places. Where she lived under the alias Catherine Elizabeth Johnson and supported herself by running a flower shop.
Adorable.
Yep.
Was her family with her still, or did she?
I believe so.
Wow.
Her evasive run finally ended in 1989 after her case was featured on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. A viewer tip led police straight to her flower shop in Texas. Fucking narcs.
Yeah, don't do that.
While the court had granted her the right to be addressed as a woman during her trial, which for the time, now the 80s, was a groundbreaking win for her and for like progress in the queer community in general, but the legal system ultimately failed her, as it does all marginalized people then and still now. Despite her gender identity, she was sent to a men's prison to serve her sentence. Modern reflections like the HBO documentary The Lady and the Dale highlight how her story is a complex mix of transgender politics, selective persecution, and bias in the media. While some viewed her transition through a lens of deception, like we talked about, to get out of like a Robert Durst thing.
Consequences, yeah.
Others see a woman who was forced to live on the fringes of society while trying to achieve an impossible American dream. I'm more on this end, but also like, obviously we're going to have to figure something out here about the crimes. But
it wasn't a violent crime.
Exactly. It's
Had
money.
it been,
Money isn't
this
even
would be
fucking
different.
real.
I know. Money doesn't
Money is as
matter.
real as the Dale. So not. But fortunately, she served less than 2 years in prison. She was paroled by 1993 after spending less than 2 years in prison and returned to Texas. She lived quietly until her death from cancer in February of 2004 at the age of 76. Still too young, but like at least got to live her life. Though she never produced the car that was supposed to save America, her story remains one of the most fascinating what-ifs in automotive history. Was she a brilliant engineer ahead of her time or just a master of the long con? Perhaps she was both. I think she was definitely both. As she once said herself, quote, "I will run the auto industry like a queen. She may not have conquered Detroit, but she conquered my goddamn heart. That's for fucking sure." And she left a legacy that we're obviously still talking about today. She was a fucking icon. And honestly, her case, especially because it's a nonviolent crime, it's a financial crime, highlights the very real, very serious problem that still exists today and is a huge part of why we need to resist at every turn the stripping away of trans rights, is because trans people can commit crimes just like any other cisgendered person. And sending them to a prison that does not align with their gender identity is much more dangerous for her or him than it is for the people in that prison. They are already the most at-risk person in that prison just for being trans. And heaven forbid they be a trans person of color in that prison or in life in general. So that's the kind of shit where it's like, people die. People die from this legislation. And if we don't care about what happens to people who are imprisoned, then we don't care about we don't care about what happens to any of us, because all of that is just a testing ground for what they want to do to us in the future. So we have to pay attention to the rights of people who even did commit crimes. There has to be a better practice of restorative justice to make this, to have reparations for this situation without putting her directly into the lion's den of harm by plopping her in a men's prison for 1.5 years.
Yeah, because that kind of punishment absolutely doesn't fit that crime.
Does not fit the crime. Does not fit the crime. Anyway, but isn't that a fascinating story?
I loved it, and I love her. I love
her
everyone
so
we've
much.
talked about.
I know. This was a really great, really, really fun and uplifting episode, except for like a couple of grim moments, because of course, all of the most important parts of history are typically pretty bloody and racist and horrifying.
And we can't look away.
We can't look away, but I'm glad that there was also so much joy in this episode, because there's a lot of joy to go around, and the trans community deserves to experience it too. So I hope we did y'all justice today.
Happy fucking Pride Month.
Yeah, happy fucking Pride Month. And special thanks to you, Jazz. Thank you so much for sending over your amazing wine pairing and your amazing topic for today.
Yes. Cheers, Jazz. Great pairing.
Great. Still reeling from the pairing. I might have made some mistakes along the way, but it's about the journey, right? Not about the destination.
It's definitely the journey, the climb, if you will.
It's the climb.
All right.
I need to go eat every snack in my house.
We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Like what you see?
Check out more episodes and become a member to unlock exclusive content.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.